Okay, one of the first things I did was I just basically pulled out 60 feet, since I want to make approximately a 60-foot cable out of my box, and I'm going to cut it. Okay, so here's the crimping tool that I bought. Remember, it was about $29.99, and we're going to use this area right here to cut the wire to begin with. Okay, in order to get the sheath off, I'm going to have to put it in this bottom area, and then I'm going to rotate it around in a circle, and I'm going to pull off part of the sheath that's on the top. Okay, so notice we have a bunch of wires right here. Now we're going to want to make sure that we didn't damage it here, so I'm going to pull this back. I'm going to show you how you can do that just by, let's see if I can do this on camera. Taking the, see this white clear wire right here? Sorry, it's a little bit fuzzy. I'm going to pull it down, and I'm going to open this up so I get exposed another 1 to 2 inches of the wire itself. I'll show you in a second. Okay, so that's what I just did right now, is I just pulled this straight down so I can expose a little bit more of the wire, just to make sure we get a great contact. That's what we're after. Okay, the next thing I did is I just cut the string, and I'm going to peel the plastic sheath back down, and I'm going to recut it so that we can get a proper connection. Okay, now that I've made a really clean cut on this wire, I'm going to want to unwind all these wires. Okay, so that's the next thing we can do. There's a couple tricks, but you just want to unwind them and get them as straight as possible. Okay, now that I've straightened these wires out, what I'm going to want to do is place them in the correct order. I'm going to show you the order next that they have to go into in order to work properly. Okay, so next what we're going to do is we're going to place them in this order. So remember, on your far left, you're going to have the orange-white, orange, green-white, blue, blue-white, green, and it could be brown or dark brown and white, and then finally the brown or the black on the outside. Let's try to wire those up and see what we can do. Okay, let's take a look at my setting. See, notice how I have these completely matching right now. And that's the way they should look at before we fit them into the sockets. Okay, so you're going to need an RJ45 adapter. You notice how I just pushed them all the way through so I can actually see to make sure that they're absolutely in the correct order. Then I'm going to cut off the tops, and we're going to clamp it, and we've got one side done. Okay, before I clamp these things down, I'm going to want to make sure those wires are now touching the metal contacts. So it looks like all of them are in fact touching the metal contacts. So I'm going to make an attempt at trying to crimp this now. So I'm using my crimping tool, and I just put it in there, and you should hear a click. Okay, so when I pushed down, I heard a click, and then I can release, and we're going to pull it back out and make sure it's nice and tight. Okay, so it does appear nice and tight that it's on there. I don't have any exposed wires, it appears, coming out the top. All right, and they are in the correct order, but we will find out with our testing unit a little bit later. Okay, it's time to do the other side. So we're going to do the exact same thing to the other side. Okay, it looks like we finally did this successfully, because when I push the button, there's not an open channel anymore. It does say RG45, so this cable is ready to go. Success!